Shalom, friends, and welcome to this week's installation of a Bisseleh Torah. We find ourselves this week reading Taytsay, that's the name of the parasha, nearing the end of the book of Deuteronomy as we approach the new year. Donkeys, that's what I'd like to talk to you for a moment about today. Donkeys. Not many of us own donkeys. Maybe nobody owns a donkey that's listening to this recording, but there are two psukim that deal with donkeys that may have something to do with our life that I'd like to share with you. One of them is that if you see your enemies, somebody you do not like intensely, somebody you hate, somebody's donkey that falls into a pit, you help bring that donkey out of the pit. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? The donkey didn't do anything to you. The donkey didn't harm you, didn't hurt you. But you think, oh, well, it belongs to my enemy, so therefore I'll just look the other way and pretend that I do not see. And the donkey should suffer because you choose to harbor angst against this person whom you have believed has done you harm or has done you harm. Makes no difference. Why should the animal suffer as a result of our anger? Maybe the corollary for nowadays would be if you see somebody whom you dislike intensely and their child is running into the street, or the child is hurt, they fall off the bicycle, say, it's our obligation to go over them and help them. You see the dog of your neighbor whom you do not like wandering away, about to get lost. It's our obligation to do something about it, to make sure that we do the right thing, regardless of how we feel. That's why Torah is so important. Torah is important because it overrides our instinct. To do the right thing is the imperative. The other donkey statement that's found in this week's Torah portion is if you are plowing, do not take a donkey and an ox, yoke them together, and then have them plow your field. Now, if you don't have a donkey, it probably is reasonably good assumption that you don't have an ox either. But if you did have a donkey and an ox, you shouldn't plow them together under the same yoke. Why not? Because one of them, probably the ox, is going to do a disproportionate amount of the work. One has longer legs and has a stronger body than the other. So one animal is going to work significantly harder than the other. Why should one animal suffer? Because we've hitched two animals that are unlike each other together. What difference does that make in our own life? It's a kind of consciousness. A consciousness of the well-being of all life on earth. All life matters. The way an animal feels pain, the way an animal is made to feel pain, the laws of kashrut are very, very intricate about the way that we slaughter an animal so that it can feel no pain. And should it feel pain, because the knife that is used to slit the artery is jagged and catches on the artery, is no longer a kosher animal, can't be consumed, which is a terrible waste and should make us think very, very carefully about the way that we slaughter an animal so that it suffers no pain. Everything matters, you see? Everything counts. The way that we conduct ourselves, the way that we treat the people whom we love and the people whom we do not love, and the animals with which we have no relationship at all, are all a part of God's magnificent universe, of which we are an infinitesimal part. Shabbat Shalom.